up towards August in just a short while's time, if you think that the first half of the year has gone so quickly. And of course, August is Women's Month, and that's where we're going to be shifting our focus for this particular sports bulletin. South Africa's top women's cyclist, Ashley Moolman-Pasio, was named the 2014 Athlete of the Year at the G Sport Awards. And it's that time of the year again for the awards ceremony. Women in sport will get nominated in 15 different categories for accolades. The aim of these awards is to raise the profile of the country's sportswomen and, more significantly, to encourage sponsorship for female athletes. Joining me is the founder, Kass Naidoo, and women's football legend, Portia Modise. A very good morning and welcome to Morning Live.
It's good to be here.
Kass, I'm going to start with you because this is now the 10th time that we're going to be having the G Sport Awards. Also a special time because the Minister of Sport and Recreation, Fikile Mbalula, has actually endorsed the awards ceremony. What's going to be different this year?
Well, 10 years, it's an incredible milestone to be achieving. And I think for this celebration, we're really looking to honour all winners over the past decade. So it's really been quite an interesting last 2 weeks looking at the honours roll to say, wow, because Portia was the first ever athlete to be honoured by G Sport. So we've really come full circle, but also understanding after these 10 years, there's still such a long road to go for women's sport.
We will chat a little bit about that, about the long road, not only here in South Africa, but globally, seeing that we only really have 2 women on the Forbes 100 list of top paid athletes. So certainly it's a global kind of thing, and you're certainly leading the way here in South Africa. Portia, you got a special recognition last year at the awards ceremony at the G Sport Awards. But I mean, it was a very special year for you, being the first African footballer, male or female, to score 100 goals and winning South Africa's Sports Star of the Year. What did the G Sport Award mean?
I think the G Sports Awards, they mean a lot to us, especially us as women, because that's the only place we get recognition. We like to thank this lady, because without this lady, we were not going to be able people to know about other women who are doing good things in our country. So we need a lot of people to support G Sports Awards. They need to invest and put money in order for other young kids, other women out there to really get involved into sports and see that there are other people who are recognizing us in our good work that we are doing. So also Mbalula being involved, Razmataz, I think is always doing the best also to really support women in sport. And I would like to say they really need to put a lot of effort into it, because it's about time, to see our women, to get what they deserve in sport, because we're also doing well, for our country.
Yeah, you certainly are. Kass, what's going to be happening this year? You've got 15 different categories. I briefly looked through them. I see you've broken up women in media into a number of different aspects. Tell us about some of the new categories and the new accolades that you're going to be incorporating for this 10th edition of the award ceremony, and also, more importantly, how people can nominate.
Well, we decided to do a review process after last year's 9th edition, and one of the big outcomes of the review was that women in media need to be honoured more. One award was just not enough. So we've broken it into 4 categories: social media, print, radio and TV. And out of those 4 categories, we'll choose an overall Women in Media winner. It's almost like a mini Women in Media Awards in the G Sport Awards. But the big award that we've introduced this year, we're really excited about it: Community Support Athletes. So we've got the Supporter of the Year. Okay. So your granny, your mom, your dad, your cousin, whoever drives you to practice and really makes your dream happen, nominate them for Supporter of the Year. And you can nominate on gsport.co.za.
All right, gsport.co.za. It's as simple as that. And when's the award ceremony going to be taking place?
We're busy in discussions with the ministry to make sure that we can fit everything in, make sure that the minister can be there. But we've kept nominations open until the end of July, and we'll take it from there. I think potentially end August, but maybe September. We just want to make sure that there are all the athletes that need to be here in South Africa, because as you know, we've got Netball World Cup, we've got World Champs. So we're working on a couple of dates, but for now we're really urging the public, nominate your favourites. I mean, when you look at women's sport, and I think you know this over the years for covering sport, the communities who hold our stars up don't get the recognition. And this is the awards event to get that recognition.
Portia, you announced your retirement in May,
yes.
Okay, and it was a very emotional press conference that we had, that you said, this is my time with Banyana, it's up. I'm now going to get into coaching. Tell us what's been happening over the last couple of weeks.
For now, nothing has been happening. I've been busy doing my things, building my house at home, with the money that Mbalula gave me. I hope people they wouldn't ask that money anymore because I already did something with that money. So, yeah, so I've been trying to have my dream also. I want to have the academy whereby I could give hope and give life to my township kids, you know, because they always look up to us. So I would love to have an academy so I could build other Portia, other Kunes, all the other players that they'll leave us in no time. So I want to replace those players, you know, by me having the academy. So I'm still working on it, but for now with the coaching thing, I'm still waiting the staff house to tell me where to from now.
All right. So when there's any other developments, you're gonna let us know. Let us be the first to know exactly what's happening, when we're going to be able to see you on the sidelines and perhaps coaching up those next young Portia Modises. You can hear that the drive is there, Kass, but what is actually happening? The fact that we are not necessarily, after 10 years, you've been doing this, you've had your website up, you know, trying to raise the profile of women in sport. Where are we falling short of actually doing this in South Africa?
It's because it's a long journey. You almost feel like you're climbing an Everest with women's sport, because every time you reach a certain milestone, you're reminded how much more needs to be done. What I generally like to do is whenever we feel down about women's sport, we try to tell a good story, a better story, so we can lift our attitudes. I like hanging out with Portia Modise and all the other athletes because we learn so much about the challenges that women in sport face. But when it comes to the G Sport Awards, and I think Portia will agree, we really just let our hair down. It's the one day in the year where we say, let's celebrate how far we've come and let's recommit to the vision of raising the profile of South African women in sport.
Yeah, and as mentioned before, it is a global thing that women in sport seem to find. It's not particular to South Africa.
Yeah, it is a global thing. And one of the stats I read is there's less than 7% media coverage worldwide for women's sport. It's just unacceptable. So having a platform like this on Morning Live to talk about the G Sport Awards, for Portia to be inspiring youngsters live on TV, these are opportunities that we need more of. So we're just really glad that with the G Sport Awards, we can shine a brighter spotlight. But as I said, the road is quite long.
Lovely stuff, but you're certainly making great strides here in South Africa. Thank you, Kass. And
thank you
very much, Portia. That's Portia Modise, as well as Kass Naidoo, the founder of the G Sport Awards, where nominations are now open up until the end of July. And if you'd like to nominate somebody that you know is worthy of an accolade, then just go to gsport.co.za. That concludes our Sport in this hour. Let's get your headline news now.